Very sad story there. We'll bring you more on this subsequently. The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana has called on government to make the access to its stimulus package flexible for farmers in rural communities, as most of them do not have the required TIN numbers to access the package. They made this call during a training program for over 300 agric extension officers in 36 districts across the country, which is aimed at extending COVID-19 education to farmers in rural areas. Correspondent Anasa Bitters more in the following report.
Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, farmers face various issues in order to continue feeding both the rural and urban population. Whilst health authorities continue to call on the people to stay home as much as possible as a key way of stopping the spread of the pandemic, peasant farmers continue to risk their lives just to provide food to the working class. With little or no knowledge on how to stay safe, this group continue to remain vulnerable. To tackle this worrying situation, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is training over 300 agric extension officers in 36 districts in order to carry out COVID-19 education to farmers. Mr. Charles Nyaba is the head of programs and advocacy at PFAG.
We realize that smallholder farmers are more vulnerable because these people are situated in the rural areas. They don't have access to television, they don't have access to social media. So our fear is that if we don't begin to educate them, and the event that the sickness spread to them, what we will get will be more than what we are experiencing in US and other places. So we then decided to carry out this project to educate extension officers. You know, they are the teachers of the farmers. They have the ability to go to the rural areas and pass this information to them. So we are hoping that after they are properly educated, they will also go to disseminate the same information to them.
Municipal Director of Agriculture for Techiman, Mr. James Adu, calls on government to include the training of agric extension officers in its plan, as the move will put them in pole position to address questions raised by farmers on the field.
And I think COVID-19 is one of the cross-cutting issues. And what helps is that, you see, we go to the remote areas because of the nature of our work. So if our extension officers are educated and they are resourced, they can reach out more to the rural folks than any other person, because that is where you work.
With regards to government's stimulus package, Mr. Nyaba is afraid most farmers cannot access the package due to its requirements.
Recently, there is a credit facility for small-scale businesses to support them to remain businesses. The conditions on the which to get that facility, smallholder farmers will not be able to meet those conditions. For instance, you need to register your business. You need to have a TIN number. Most smallholder farmers don't register their businesses. They don't have TIN numbers, so it means automatically they are out of businesses. Meanwhile, these are the core who provide food for all of us. So we think that in that area, government need to find a way of making it flexible for them to be able to access that credit.
Daniel Nyando is an agric extension officer. For him, the absence of personal protective equipment for agric extension officers is putting them at risk in line of their jobs.
We are at risk. We are afraid that as we go without those things, even we ourselves are at risk. So that is the reason why we are a little bit scared small.
The Peasant Farmers Association presented personal protective equipment including face masks, Veronica buckets, hand sanitizers, tissue papers, and other items to the District Department of Agric to complement the activities of its field officers. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Techiman.
Let's do more on this. Charles Nyaba is Director of Programs for Peasant Farmers Association, and he joins us on the line with more. Thank you very much, Mr. Nyaba, for your time here on Newsdesk. So the issue of TIN numbers has come up, but that aside, what more are the challenges that these farmers are facing, in order to access the stimulus package?
Good afternoon, and then thank you so much for the opportunity. As I spoke to your reporter earlier, I'm currently on the farm in Kintampo North in a community called Kobeda. We are planting, and if you see the farm, I wish I could put it on the live screen for everybody to see. You see that we are struggling to fight fall armyworm. Crop stem borers are also destroying the maize. Most of the farmers are not able to apply fertilizer, even with the subsidy. Last year, we were buying it for 75. This year, that price is very high. And you know, because of the COVID, where smallholder farmers used to get flexible credit from the informal sector to buy inputs, fertilizer, tractor service to do their farm, most of those businesses have also experienced some challenges, so they are not able to advance such support to the farmers. So it means that with last year with the lower price for inputs like fertilizer, and this year the higher price, and even the fact that they won't get the credit is likely to affect their activity. Now, in terms of the credit facility, as we were talking earlier on, that 600 million is not enough for even one region if it is to be given to smallholder farmers. That is one. And secondly, the conditions under which one can apply that smallholder farmers are able to meet those conditions.
Mr. Nyaba, we seem to be losing you. If you can just position yourself very well so that then we can have a clean feed to you.
Is it better?
I think that you still have to position yourself well. If you're using a headset, you may want to speak directly on the phone so that we don't have that interference.
I'm struggling to get it.
Okay, just go ahead, sir. We'll make do with this.
Yeah, I'm saying that, so apart from the challenges the farmers are facing in terms of the fall armyworm, stem borers, and other challenges on the field, there is increase in input prices like fertilizer. Even with the subsidy on as part of the planting for food and jobs, the price is very high. It's higher than last year. Last year, we were getting the NPK for 75 Ghana cedis. This year, it's 84. And the fact that other businesses are impacted by the COVID, who would have, under the normal conditions, advanced flexible credit to smallholder farmers and cannot do it, means that the farmers are going to suffer more. So we think that for us to still maintain our activities and to increase our production, there is a need for a customized incentive or package for us to be able to continue with our farming activity.
Customized incentive for just farmers or peasant farmers?
For smallholder farmers in Ghana, when we talk about peasant farmers, we represent all the smallholder farmers in Ghana, except that those who registered with us are what we call the members of Peasant Farmers Association. So when we talk about the customer incentive, we are referring to all smallholder farmers in Ghana.
What in your estimation will be enough for smallholder farmers during this period? How much are you looking at per person or per farm?
For the cost details than that, if we have over 5 million people being on the smallholder farmer activities,
okay,
they don't really need much. They always need 2,500 to 2,000 to be able to carry out their activities. So we need to do the analysis. If you are giving even the maximum of 2,000 Ghana cedis to each farmer, and then we multiply that by, let's say, 5 million farmers, smallholder farmers, then we'll be able to arrive at how much can do for us. I haven't done those analysis to tell the exact amount that can do for us.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Nyaba, for raising these concerns with us. We'll follow up with the Agric Ministry. Hopefully, we're going to get some answers for you and the people you represent. That's Director of Operations for Peasant Farmers Association, Charles Nyaba. And coming up in business here on News Desk, government has signed a €500 million contract to have the construction of a railway line from some parts of the western region to the Takoradi port. Daryl Call has details after the break. Don't go away.